Most people are not behind because life is unfair. They are behind because they are careless in the parts of themselves they avoid looking at. They cannot control their thoughts, their reactions, their words, their focus, or even their comfort, and then they wonder why their results stay average. Look closely at life and you will see it clearly. The one who controls attention controls direction. The one who controls emotions controls decisions. And the one who is ruled by comfort is already giving away their future without noticing it. Today is not about motivation. It is about small daily habits that quietly separate a disciplined mind from a distracted one. Stay with this for a moment because this is where change actually starts. If someone can pull your attention anytime they want, they are already influencing your life more than you are. If every notification can shift your mood, then your emotions are not yours. And if comfort always wins, then growth never even gets a chance to begin. Most people don't fall in one moment. They fall in small choices, repeated every single day. They wake up and immediately open their phone, letting noise enter before their own thoughts even form. They carry yesterday's frustration into today's work and tomorrow's fear into tonight's rest. This becomes normal, but normal is exactly what keeps life stuck. You are not here to live on reaction. You are here to build control over your inner world, not by sudden change, but by strong repetition. Because what you repeat becomes your identity, not what you wish for, not what you plan, but what you actually do when no one is watching. Keep listening, because this is where most people either wake up or stay asleep. The first shift begins when you stop letting the world enter your mind before you take charge of it yourself. Do not rush your mornings into noise. Sit still for a short moment before anything else. Feel your breath, feel your body. Let your mind settle before you feed it information. This is not about rituals or perfection. It is about ownership. Even a few quiet minutes can reset your entire direction. Then choose one real task for your day, not 10 confused intentions. Most people fail because they scatter their energy in too many directions and end up exhausted without progress. Focus is power, and power comes from choosing one meaningful target and protecting it like it matters. Watch this carefully because this small change will already make you different from most people around you. Throughout the day, every distraction is a small leak. A message, a scroll, a reaction, a complaint, and suddenly your attention is gone again. The mind must be trained to stay in one place, not perfectly, but consistently. When you wake up and take control early, you stop feeling like life is dragging you. You start feeling like you are actually leading yourself instead of being pushed around by everything outside you. Stay with me here, because the next shift goes even deeper. Most people also lose strength because they avoid discomfort. They build their life around ease and then expect mental strength to appear when pressure arrives. It does not work that way. Anything not trained becomes weak. A body that never resists becomes fragile. A mind that never endures becomes unstable. Even small discomforts matter. Doing things when you don't feel ready, staying with boredom instead of escaping it, finishing what is hard instead of chasing what is easy. These are not dramatic actions, but they build something powerful inside you. Voluntary discomfort is simply choosing small struggles on purpose, so life cannot control you with bigger ones later. It might be a cold shower. It might be finishing a task before distraction. It might be holding back a reaction when you want to speak instantly. None of this looks impressive, but it builds a strong inner structure. While others escape pressure, you train inside it. While others avoid effort, you lean into it. And slowly, without noise, your reactions begin to change. You stop breaking under pressure because pressure is no longer unfamiliar. It becomes something you already know how to face. This is where real confidence comes from, not from thinking you are strong, but from proving it in small private moments again and again. Stay focused because there is another layer most people ignore completely. The way you speak shapes your energy more than you think. Many people talk too much, explain too quickly, react too emotionally, and waste words on things that don't matter. They try to fix every situation with speech instead of awareness. But words are not just sound, they are direction. Once you speak, you cannot take it back. So the disciplined mind speaks less and observes more. It does not rush to answer every insult or explain every thought. It pauses, watches, and responds only when necessary. Ask yourself before speaking, is this true? Is it needed? And is it coming from a calm place? If not, let it pass. Silence is not weakness, it is control. And when you stop reacting to everything, people begin to lose access to your emotions. That is power most people never develop. At the same time, silence does not mean fear. You still speak when truth is required, when boundaries are needed, when respect is missing, but you do it without emotion leading the decision. You no longer send messages you regret. You no longer argue just to win. You no longer give away your energy for temporary ego relief. Your speech becomes clean, direct, and intentional. And slowly, your mind follows the same pattern. Fewer reactions, clearer thinking, stronger presence. Most people underestimate this completely, but this one habit alone can change how you are treated and how you feel about yourself. Stay with this idea because the next habit connects everything together and decides who actually changes and who stays the same. Most people structure their day around avoidance without even realizing it. They start with simple tasks so they can feel productive. They reply to messages, adjust small details, reorganize plans, watch one useful video, make another list, talk about what they will do later, and before they know it, the day has already slipped away. They were active, but not brave. Activity without courage is just movement with no direction. Be honest with yourself for a moment. There is usually one thing you already know you are avoiding. One action, one decision, one conversation, one workout, one application, one study session, one apology, one page of work, one financial truth, one habit you keep postponing, one uncomfortable beginning that keeps showing up in your mind. You don't actually need more information. You need less escape. That's the difference. The hardest important thing is rarely dramatic. It is often simple, but it exposes your current level. That is exactly why it gets delayed. Not because it is impossible, but because it feels too real. You are not afraid of the task itself. You are afraid of meeting the version of you who has not yet grown into it. And that is the part most people avoid their whole life. Now listen closely because this is where change either begins or gets postponed again. Do it first. Before entertainment, before scrolling, before talking, before waiting for motivation, before the right mood, before everything feels perfect, sit down and start. The first moments will feel heavy, not because the task is too big, but because your old identity is resisting being replaced. Let it resist. You don't need inspiration, you need placement. Put your body where the work is and stay there until your mind stops negotiating. There is something powerful about starting before excuses get organized. Delay always gives excuses time to sound logical. I need more energy. I should research more. I work better later. Today is not ideal. These sound like thinking, but they are just avoidance wearing a clean face. When you finish the hardest important thing early, the whole day shifts. You feel lighter, your focus sharpens, your confidence rises quietly. You are no longer carrying the weight of what you are avoiding. Even if problems come later, you already won the internal battle most people keep postponing. This habit is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters before everything else steals your strength. One person can stay busy all day and still avoid the single task that changes everything. Another person can work a few focused hours and transform their direction because they hit the real target. Do not worship effort blindly. Direction matters more than exhaustion. Every night, choose tomorrow's hardest, important task clearly. Not something vague like improve myself. That is confusion. Write something real. Train for 40 minutes. Write 1,000 words. Study chapter 3 and solve 20 problems. Make the call, send the proposal, finish the report, practice the skill for 90 minutes. The mind respects clarity. Vague goals create scattered results. Clear tasks create movement. Then the next day, do it before comfort gets involved. Because comfort is sticky. Once you fall into it, getting out takes more force than you expect. The bed, the screen, the snack, the endless messages, the small distractions that feel harmless but slowly drain your direction. They are not evil, but they become silent thieves when they come before your purpose. Don't give your best energy to distraction and your leftover energy to your future. That is how people slowly sabotage their own progress while believing they are trying. Put the mission first. Put the phone away. Put your body into position. Put excuses under pressure. Then begin. Keep going, because the next habit connects everything even deeper. Most people structure their day around avoidance without even realizing it. They begin with simple, low-effort tasks just to feel productive. They reply to messages, adjust tiny details, rearrange plans, watch a helpful video, make another list, talk about what they will do later, and slowly the whole day disappears. They were active, but not courageous. Movement without courage is just noise pretending to be progress. Be honest with yourself right now. There is usually one thing you already know you are avoiding. One action, one decision, one conversation, one workout, one application, one study session, one apology, one page of work, one financial truth, one habit you keep postponing, one uncomfortable start that keeps repeating in your mind. You don't actually need more clarity, you need less escape. That is the real difference. The hardest important thing is rarely loud or dramatic. It is usually simple, but it exposes your current level the moment you face it. And that is exactly why it gets delayed. Not because it is impossible, but because it feels too real. You are not afraid of the task itself. You are afraid of meeting the version of you that has not yet grown into it. That is the part most people avoid their entire life. And this is where everything changes or stays the same. So start before anything else. Before entertainment, before scrolling, before talking, before waiting for motivation, before searching for the right time, before everything feels perfect. Sit down and begin. The first moments will feel heavy, not because the task is too big, but because your old identity is resisting being replaced. Let it resist. You don't need inspiration. You need placement. Put your body where the work exists and stay there until your mind accepts that it is no longer in control. There is real power in starting before excuses get fully formed. Delay always gives excuses time to sound intelligent. I need more energy. I should research more. I work better later. Today is not the right day. These look like reasoning, but they are just avoidance dressed up as logic. When you complete the hardest important thing early, the entire day changes its color. Your chest feels lighter. Your focus becomes sharper. Your confidence rises quietly, without noise. You are no longer carrying the invisible weight of what you are avoiding. Even if problems come later, you have already won the internal battle that most people keep postponing until tomorrow. This habit is not about doing more. It is about doing what matters before everything else steals your strength. One person can stay busy the entire day and still avoid the single task that would change their life. Another person can work a few focused hours and completely shift their direction because they attacked the real target. Do not worship effort blindly. Direction is everything. Every night, choose tomorrow's hardest important task with clarity. Not something vague like work on myself, because that is confusion. Write something real. Train for 40 minutes. Write 1,000 words. Study chapter 3 and solve 20 problems. Make the call. Send the proposal. Finish the report. Practice the skill for 90 minutes. The mind responds to clarity. Vague goals create scattered energy. Clear tasks create real movement. Then the next day, do it before comfort enters the picture. Because comfort is sticky. Once you fall into it, Getting out requires much more strength than expected. The bed, the screen, the snacks, the endless scrolling, the small distractions that feel harmless but slowly drain your direction. They are not evil, but they become silent thieves when they come before your purpose. Don't give your strongest energy to distractions and your leftover energy to your future. That is how people slowly betray their own potential while believing they are trying. Put the mission first, put the phone away, put your body into position, put excuses under pressure, then begin. Keep going because the next habit connects everything even deeper. And this is where most people either break the pattern or repeat it again tomorrow. Most people organize their entire day around avoidance without even noticing it. They start with easy tasks, small wins, and low pressure activities just to feel like they are doing something. They reply to messages, scroll for updates, adjust tiny plans, watch productive videos, build new to-do lists, talk about goals they will start later, and slowly the entire day slips away. They were active but not courageous. And there is a big difference between being busy and being brave. Busy is noise. Brave is direction. Busy keeps you moving. Brave makes you move forward. Look at your own life without excuses for a moment. There is always one thing sitting in the background of your mind that you already know you are avoiding. One decision, one conversation, one workout, one application, one study session, one apology, one uncomfortable truth, one task that feels slightly heavy every time you think about it. You don't actually need more clarity. You need less escape. That is the truth most people avoid because clarity would remove their hiding place. The hardest important thing is not always dramatic or big. It is often simple, but it exposes your real level the moment you face it. And that is exactly why it gets delayed again and again. Not because it is impossible, but because it is honest. It shows you who you are right now, not who you imagine yourself to be. And that gap is what most people run from their entire lives. You are not afraid of the task itself. You are afraid of meeting the version of you that has not yet grown strong enough to handle it. And if you don't confront that, nothing changes. So the shift is simple but uncomfortable. Do it first. Before entertainment, before scrolling, before messages, before talking, before preparation, before waiting for motivation or the perfect mood. Sit down and begin. The first few moments will feel heavy, almost resistant, not because the work is too difficult, but because your old identity is trying to stay alive. Let it resist. Don't negotiate with it. You don't need inspiration. You need positioning. Put your body where the work exists and stay there long enough for your mind to stop arguing. There is real strength in starting before excuses become organized thoughts, because delay always gives excuses time to sound smart. I need more energy. I should prepare more. I'll do it later when I feel better. Today is not ideal. These feel like logic, but they are just comfort trying to protect itself. And when you finally break that pattern and complete the hardest important thing early, something shifts inside you. The entire day changes its weight. Your chest feels lighter. Your focus sharpens naturally. Your self-respect increases without applause. You are no longer carrying the silent pressure of avoidance. Even if problems come later, you are already ahead of most people because you won the inner fight they keep postponing. This habit is not about doing more work. It is about doing the right work before everything else drains your strength. One person can stay busy all day and still avoid the one task that changes everything. Another person can work a few focused hours and completely change direction because they hit the real target. Do not confuse effort with progress. Effort without direction is just exhaustion. Every night, choose tomorrow's hardest important task with absolute clarity. Not vague words like be better or fix life, because that creates confusion, not action. Write something real and measurable. Train for 40 minutes. Write 1,000 words. Study one chapter and solve 20 problems. Make the call you are avoiding. Send the proposal. Finish the report. Practice the skill for 90 minutes. The mind responds to clarity like a machine responds to a command. Vague intention creates scattered action. Clear instruction creates movement. And the next day, do it before comfort enters your system. Because comfort is not just physical, it is psychological. It sticks. Once you enter it, leaving becomes harder than starting. The bed feels softer. The screen feels easier. The distractions feel harmless. The messages feel urgent. But together, they quietly steal your strongest hours. Don't give your best energy to distractions and your leftover energy to your future. That is how people slowly lose themselves while believing they are still trying. Put the mission first, put the phone away, put your body in position, put excuses under pressure, then begin and keep going because this is where real discipline either survives or disappears again.